Hello and welcome to this gentle flow, really focused on lower back pain and finding some movements, some stretching to help you alleviate that pain. But just kind of as a cautionary, obviously, it's kind of everyone's a little different. Some things will feel good, some things might not feel good, but never ever push through a pain, a sharp pain. If it's kind of a relieving kind of movement, like a stretchy sort of good pain, that's perfect. But if you feel a sharp pain, we always kind of ease back out of it. So just do you. Not everything I recommend in the sequence will maybe work in your body, and that's all good. We're all different. So, to start, we are going to have a block and a strap handy, and also a big cushion or a bolster. And you can also have the legs, you can also have a wall for the legs to go up if that's available to you, but we don't necessarily need it. There's ways around that one. Okay, so we're going to start in a seated position, and we're going to start to take the body all the way round. So here, just moving that upper body, keeping the lower body still. And really thinking about your spine as we circle here. So we want to try and find as big a motion as we can, but that's just all relative to you, whatever works for you. And slowly, we're just going to start to maybe drop the chest a bit lower to the ground. Maybe we can lean a little bit further to the side. Maybe those elbows can bend further out wide as we come round. And then we're going to reverse, take it the opposite way. And then come all the way back through to center. Good. Now we're going to find some seated cat-cow. And for this, I want you to lift the arms and then bend at the elbows to find what we call a cactus. And then we're going to really push the chest forward. The elbows come back. And then we round the spine completely. Bring your forearms to touch. So we inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Keep this going with the breath. Two more. Good. And then just come to center and just allow the shoulders to drop down, the palms of the hands to settle onto the knees. And we take a moment just to close the eyes. So after a little bit of movement here, we might be able to just find a little bit of stillness. It's a little bit easier. But at all times, the focus is on a nice tall spine, engaging the core to support the body. One more breath. Good, and hopefully that's enabled you just to soften a little, come deeper into the body, less into the mind. So you can really focus now on working through these simple moves to help you alleviate that pain in the lower spine. So let's come forwards. come onto a tabletop position. And first of all here, I want you to just realize and notice what is happening in the body. So if you are just kind of casual in this pose, maybe it's something looking a little bit like this. My core is not active at all. It's very loose here. Loose is a really bad choice of word. But my core is not engaged, which means my spine has this curve. And when we find this curve, and we are constantly in this, we're going to find a little bit of pain there in the lower back. So it's all about posture. And what needs to happen is we need to just counteract that little dip in the spine. And we do that by engaging our core muscles. So I go from here to just engaging the core muscles. The tailbone just tucks under. Now we find that integrity. We push out of the mat, strong through every single finger, strong through the arms and the shoulders, and push through the tops of the feet. So nice and square here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Notice as you breathe out, your core muscles will engage and you get even more of a support around the spine. So let's do this a few times. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Good. Now I'm slowly going to start to drop the belly and lift the head. So the shoulders come back and I'm in my cow stretch here. And now I want to engage through the core as I tip the tailbone under, curling through the spine, doming through the upper back, and stretch as you look towards your knees. Reverse, take it down and round. Inhale to look forwards, and then exhale. Round through that spine, really engage the core and look down. A few more rounds, moving with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling to round. Couple more here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And last time, exhale. Good. Now we're going to glide all the way back to the knees. Keep a nice rounded spine as you allow your head to drop down to the mat. Now we're here in your child's pose. Just soften the arms. Maybe the arms come back alongside the body. And we find the breath, slowing everything down. One more. Good. Now drawing the hands back forwards, we're going to roll up through the spine and then come to sink the hips down onto the mat. So take this nice and easy. Placing the hands beside the chest, we're going to find a little cobra roll. So you don't want to lift up too high. Just a little back strengthener here and then down. Using the breath, inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Good. Push all the way back up and over the knees. Coming to find your seat again. So you're sitting down, and then we're going to extend the legs out long. So we're going to find our block here, and we're going to place the block along the spine. So lengthways here along the spine. Now you can choose to go for the lower level. So you have the nice flat side against the spine, and maybe let's all start there, and you might be able to turn it as we go on. But so scoop that edge of the block right up to the lower back, and you're going to ease yourself down. Take one hand and then the other, come onto your elbows, and then here, allow the head to drop back. Now, it might take a couple of goes to get that block in the right position. And then we're going to extend the legs out long. If there's any pain, if there's any kind of digging of the block into the back, then by all means, just come to lift, shuffle it out the way, and then try again. Or else, just work with a cushion, something a little softer. All we want to do here is find a natural arch of the spine over the block. So you're finding a real gentle back bend, but without having to put the effort in. So we have a restorative back bend here. And with the arms wide, the palms facing up, just come to slow down the breath. And just over time, breath by breath, just allow the body to mold a little deeper. Allowing the muscles to let go. Good, one more breath. And then here I'm going to lift the legs and draw the knees together over to one side, just enough so I can lift that block from underneath me, and then come to lay flat down onto your back and draw your knees in. Let's stay here, hugging the knees in towards the spine and a little rock side to side. Good. Now we're going to place the soles of the feet back down onto the mat. And then slowly begin to roll your way up through your bridge pose, nice and slow. And start to lift up just enough to take your block here. Now not up the spine, but lengthways across the pelvis, across the lower back. You're going to come onto whichever level suits you, and then come to lower back down. So the sacrum is going to be able to rest onto that block. Now just have a little play, wiggle around, make sure the block is completely flat and secure. And then here, the arms can move away, the eyes can close. If you feel you can go a little deeper, you can extend one leg and extend the other, but you don't have to here. Maybe that's a little tight on the hip flexors. Maybe that's a bit pinchy in the back, in which case don't go there. Nice. One more breath. And then if the legs are extended, start to bend the knees and come back through. Squeeze and lift up off the block. Remove the block and then really focus on the roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then come to lower. Drop your knees all the way over to the right side, and let's just stay here for a second. And then come back up through center, drop the knees to the left. Back through center, and then this time another squeeze of the knees in towards the chest. Good, okay, time to grab onto your strap. So we're going to place the strap just underneath that left foot, and then come to extend the right leg all the way out long. We're going to keep a hold, I'm just going to lengthen that strap. Keep a hold of the strap into the opposite hand. So the foot's around the left, the strap's around the left foot. Then I'm going to take the right hand and then take the leg all the way across. Now you want to keep your left shoulder down. The left hip is going to lift up, that's okay. But keeping that shoulder down and then a gentle pull onto the strap to lift the leg a little higher up towards you. So here we'll be feeling a little bit of release in the lower spine, but also a stretch into the quads, into the glute muscle here. Lovely. Now we're going to lift the leg back through center. And then take it off the left foot. We just slide the right foot inside here. The left leg then lengthens, and we take the strap into the left hand. The right arm comes long, and take the foot all the way up and over. Maybe you're stopped by a sofa, that's all good. And just slowly starting to bring the foot up towards you. Twist the head to look over the opposite direction. Good, and then slowly pull that back in. And then we're going to bend the knees, release the strap off the feet, and then come to find the outside edges of your feet for a happy baby. And just have a little rock side to side. Wonderful. And then slowly we start to bring the soles of the feet down together and allow the knees to come out wide just for a moment. And then we're going to find our bolster or our cushion. And we're going to place that cushion or bolster underneath the knees. So coming back into that supine pose, but this time with that cushion just underneath the knees. And allowing the legs just to drop back down. So the knees are still coming out to the side. There's a nice gentle openness to the hips. And there's a complete sense of surrender here. As you allow the body to let go. Now, if you don't have a bolster or a cushion nearby, the alternative here is to lift the legs up against the wall. So take your time if you're going to do that and just shuffle close to the wall, lifting the legs up, just so that there's no strength involved in holding them up here. They're fully relaxed against the wall. I'm going to stay. Maybe play your favorite little piece of music or something soothing. And close the eyes. Good, and feel free to stay a lot longer. Put me onto pause, but if you're ready, come to remove the bolster or lower the legs from the wall. And then roll over onto one side. It doesn't matter which side, just resting the head onto the arm. And gently come all the way up to rise into your seated position. Good. And nice and tall through the spine. Take a deep breath, lift the arms high. And deep exhale, bring your hands through prayer. I hope you managed to find a little bit of relief there in those poses, and find ones that work for you and you can stick with and keep including daily into your practice. Thanks for being here. Look forward to teaching you again soon. Namaste.